Hello YouTube and welcome to Go Girl Gaming's exploration of EverQuest 2's Housing, Crafting, and Harvesting System series of videos. Right now what I am showing is a part of the City Fest, which goes on monthly. Only need one more stamp. The City Fest is an event, a minor event that goes on once a month, and it rotates from city to city. This particular festival is the one that is in New Halas. And so the stamps you find in and around New Halas itself. Once you collect all of the stamps, you will get a working New Halas mailbox, and that's what this is. But you will get one that looks just like it that you can put in your home. Also, with this event are a number of items that you can place in your home that you buy with city tokens. These are city tokens that you can earn from a variety of quests, including harvesting or I was about to say collections, and that's not true, or accurate rather, harvesting or crafting quest. Any quest that will award you a city token, you can then turn around and use to purchase some of these items. And there is a race that you can participate in that will also give you city tokens, which I am going to show you. Now, I've already done the race enough times that I received this mount. So that's one of the benefits of doing the race several times. The other is, of course, a fairly quick way to gain city tokens so that you can go buy more stuff. Right now I'm still just looking for and there it is. That's the last one I need, and I'll be able to get that mailbox. I'll have to dismount to do this race. Also, if you get a fast enough time from doing the race, you get the title that I have right there, Snowflake Chaser. So lots of cute little things, well, several cute little things that you can get and do regarding this festival. I'm not going to, since I already have the title, I'm really not gonna make a huge effort to go exceptionally fast, but here you go. Basically, there are 15 of these hoops that you see in front of me that I have to try and get through. While to go faster, I go through these blue or green balls with the swirlies around them. And I also have to avoid those balls, or whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure what you call them. That have like little sparks of electricity, because those will slow you down. So these, the greens and the blues, will speed you up, and those other ones will slow you down. Now the difference between the green and the blue is that the green will stay put, but the blue ones, like if there were other people here, they would get them and they would disappear if there were other people that were racing, whereas the green ones always stay. So that's the only difference between the blue and the green. If there were a bunch of people here, it could make a difference. Yeah, I know. Again, it doesn't last long. Speed boost doesn't last long, so you try to hit as many of the things as you can. And for the faster time, of course, it probably would behoove to try and go through the you can get the time enough to get the title.
Howdy do. Nice to see ya.
So there's my city token. And now I'm going to remount up on the mount that I got from completing that race 5 times. And now I'm going to go to the collections guy and claim a mailbox, and then we'll take a brief look at the entry-level housing that you can get. Entry-level meaning you get it for free, and then after that you have to pay upkeep. The zones, at least on the quote-unquote good side, are, for the starters, are New Halas, Kelethin, and Qeynos. And you can get up to 25 houses, including per character, including what's called prestige homes, which you can buy off of the cash shop. So this is the vendor. I've already bought the Coldane Embellished Forge because the place that I'm going to put my wizard, or this isn't a wizard, this is an illusionist. I like the New Halas housing, but I don't think it's not as, it's more rustic, and I prefer something less rustic, at least as far as my mages go. So most of my mages I'm putting in Qeynos. There's no fireplace in Qeynos, so I'm going to use the Coldane Embellished Forge for that purpose. There's some ice chairs, but I don't think I'm going to use those this time. I am, however, going to pick up this mirror because it's a very attractive mirror. And one of the nice things about EQ2 is that they do have a preview window. You just control and left click, and then you can scroll in and out, and you can also make the window bigger for items that are smaller or whatever. So that's what the mirror looks like. And so I'm going to buy, let me make sure I bought it already. I didn't think I did, but you never know. And there are other things that you can buy. These are the less expensive. You can also buy these building block items. So if you wanted to, like, if you had one of the prestige homes that was more zone than home, so that you could build from scratch, and you wanted to build yourself an ice house, these would be some of the materials that you could use to do that. And the other item I want to get, I love the goblet. Here, this is what it looks like. Obviously, well, I don't know if you can actually make it that large, but I've been leaving mine small to use as either like a vase type item or as a goblet. And then I don't know if I want to do it on this tune. There is this display counter, which is absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And it looks better. I have it on another tune, but I don't know if I want to use it on this tune. You can also buy, but they're more expensive for some reason, these floating lanterns that you see here in these different colors. You can buy those, but they're more, you need more city tokens for those. So if you already have a ton of city tokens, then it's no big deal. But if you don't, and I don't, then can definitely might want to be more stingy about that. So there's 2 more things that I am going to do. One, again, is show you the starting housing, that one that you pick up, and that's the wrong way, for New Halas, but since I'm going this way. The other is that there is another harvesting quest that you can pick up. You get it through the mail, so I'm going to open up the mail right here. And you see this Leon um, Argrin, a gathering obsession. That is a quest chain that will take you throughout your crafting, harvesting career in EQ2, should you choose to do them. So they start very early on, even though it is in an area that is much higher than I am. So the Isle of Mara is where I have to go pick this up, and as you can see, it is a level 55 to 65. Where the quest is actually located is perfectly safe. So you can go pick it up, and how it is laid out is that as you level, adventure level, you keep on going with this quest chain. Really all it is you are harvesting some items for a person's son because their son is too small or too young or too weak to go get all this stuff himself, but he wants to study all this stuff, so you are basically acting as his gopher. But you do get some nice cash off of it, and you don't give him the items. So if you're out there harvesting anyway, why not get some experience and cash? So we're just gonna go floating over here. And here he is. We're just gonna chat with him, talking about how harvesting is hard work and it can be dangerous. So now she's offering to help him by harvesting up some stuff for him. And here we are, gathering obsession level 5, and this character happens to be level 8. Nice chunk of change there for a low level character. And then just as you're doing your normal harvesting, you will fulfill this request. One other thing to note about harvesting quests, because there is another harvesting / crafting quest that you will get early on that actually was added during the Altar of Malice expansion, but they were kind enough to, a lot of times when you have these expansions, all of their quests will be geared towards the top end levels, but they actually made that quest chain so that you can begin it at a very early level, and it will run through the top end by the time it's done. So there are different parts to it, and I will get that quest later on. Some of my tunes, of course, already have it. But that is the third gathering / crafting quest that you can get very early on in the game. So right now I'm going to Qeynos, and as you can see, this is my first time here, and I have a new quest that's going to offer me some housing and some more items to put in that house, which is nice. So when you show up, Qeynos, of course, is the main city in from the good side. So I am going to go and find the Lion's Mane Inn and claim my room. And I actually need to find a bank, but we will do that later. And I am probably going around the wrong way, so we're gonna. Okay, so I am in South Qeynos now, which is where the Lion's Mane Inn is. Back here. One other thing, in case you look at my map, I have an add-on, and that add-on puts a lot more markers on my map than the normal game does. It's a pretty cool add-on, and I don't remember the name of it, so. But pretty nifty. Okay, we're gonna pause one more time because I'm right here, but not right here. Okay. So here we are at the Lion's Mane Inn. And I am just going to roll up the steps here. And you can go left or right, it really doesn't matter. Notice how it's sparkling. I've located a door for the basic room. So notice the price is 0, but I'll have to pay 5 silver for upkeep. So now I have 2. I have the one from New Halas, and then I also have the inn room, and I can change the name. It also, of course, tells you how many items can be placed, if I had any status reduction items or coin reduction items in there. This particular room, house, whatever, does not require status to have. Again, it's an entry-level house, but I could get some items that might reduce the rent, although the rent is so minimal. But you can also change the name. So again, you can have up to 25, and sometimes the names will be very similar. So I'm just going to change this to what I intend it to be, her study. I also have another mage that that is my wizard. That's my main mage. And actually, well, before I do that, I'm going to change this one too. You can also access your other homes from whatever home you are in or at. You have to actually be outside of the home, but all of your homes will show up, and then you can access them there. So it's a nice, quick, cheap port, and I use them quite a bit. Like to go from New Halas to Qeynos, a lot of times I'll just go from house to house. And this is just going to be her retreat, rustic retreat, because those are the themes that I am going to set. One of the nice things about being able to have multiple houses is that you can theme them. Now I'm going to show you, and I think I picked the wrong one. Oh, but since I'm here, I'll show it to you. So this is how it starts, completely empty with nothing in it. This is the one that I got from New Halas. As you can see, it is quite large. This is one of the things that really impresses me about EQ2's housing, that even your starter stuff can be quite large. Lovely little picture window there. There is a much larger version of this house where you can actually have an outside, where you have an outside patio area. Upstairs with the fireplace and shelving, and that's all usable. And I have other tunes that use all that. Then this little back corner room and the little entryway and out. So that is the very first house that you can get from New Halas. And again, for free. Then, where I was, this is going to be her study. Now this starts out kind of, in my opinion, dark and dreary, but what's nice about it, as long as you have the cash, once we get there, is that you can actually change. And so I'm in here now, so it's going to give me my little rewards. This is how it originally looks. But with some cash, you can change the floor. So I'm going to just left, notice, I'm going to zoom in, and you'll see right by her head on the right hand side that there is this, it's the, I don't know if you can see it, but there is my mouse is turned into like a saw and a hammer, and that is letting me know that if I left click on the floor, now I have this customization or customize, and as long as I have the gold for it, I can change the floor. Now I'd have to buy whichever one of these that I want. It will then show up in the top, and then I can set it. And if you want to change it in and out, it will cost you, but not as much as the original floor does. It's like 10 silver to set it if you want to change the settings. You can also do that with the top of where you see this chair rail here. You can change the chair rail. Going down, you can change the wall above the chair rail, and you can also change the ceiling. So what I'm going to do here is pause for a minute and switch characters so that you can see a room where that has actually been done. Okay, this is my erudite wizard, and as you can see, the walls are very different. This is one of the more expensive ones that I picked out to make her study a warm, earthy tone. There's no wild tones, by the way, but it looks much better in my opinion. I did the ceiling, did the top and bottom wall, use more of what I consider an infinity symbol for the chair rail. I think I might have done a different one in this room. No, I did the same one. I wasn't sure. You can actually do different ones. And then also, this is the mailbox I was telling you about that you get with all the stamps once you could finish the collection for the new Halas City Fest event. And it is a working mailbox. And also, this toon is higher. Her crafting level is 21, so she can do things called crafting writs and all that kind of stuff now, which we'll get into in a later video. But also know that this quest here, for example, Nicholas McRift, working Butcher Block, that is a crafting quest chain. So you get different quest chains as you go up in level. So even though you don't have to, particularly if you have a ton of alts, you don't have to level your toon. You can level your toon with crafting quest as you level your toon with adventuring quest. So that's one of those. This apprentice training is something that you actually have to purchase first from the store. I forgot how much it is. I think it's either 1,000, it's somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 credits. A little bit less if you subscribe to the game. And you purchase this, and I will actually show you how this works because I have the apprentice. I went on and got her, so I'll show that real quick. And I believe you can get that as early as level 10. Once you purchase it, I think you can actually then access it. I think definitely level 10, maybe even lower, not 100% sure. Then I just haven't deleted the gathering obsession yet, so I will receive the gift and then delete it because I've already started on that. I think I'm either on part 2 or part 3 at this point. And that is about it. And again, she's only level, what level is she? 23 wizard and 21 sage. She has actually chosen her profession at this point. Again, I will go through that in another video with another alt. But this is the toon that will do the scribing of priest and mage spell scrolls. So she's already locked hers in, and you do that at level 20. So this is the goblet that you can get from the event, and you could make it larger or smaller. I'm kind of using it as a vase. Let's see, other items from the event is this bookcase. And this is what I am. This is truly her study. That's the entryway to the study, and this is where I plan on truly making the study part of the study. That's why the bookcase is here. These floating torch things come from when you actually come into Qeynos. You only get one, and my friend gave me a second one to put in here so I would have matching. And then I bought the chairs from the event. The rug I bought from a vendor, but the chairs I bought from the event. So these are the ice chairs. The book came from a quest. I believe this one is the Orc Lore and Legend. So once you kill enough orcs and study what drops from them, then you get the book, and you also get a weapon that's only for display, and I actually have that displayed in my rustic retreat. This is the forge that I am using as a fireplace. This also came from the festival. And then this is the display case, which I'm actually going to turn around because it is prettier turned around. There we go. So that is the beautiful display case that you can also get from the event. And then of course here's the mirror hung, and it does reflect so you can see the stuff in the background. If you're wondering what all this stuff is around her, this is when she did, this is part of an adventure quest, but it is the heritage quest, the first heritage quest that you can do for the erudites, and it's just a fun little thing. I thought it was appropriate, particularly since she is a wizard and crafting spell scrolls, so she's all about the intellect. And then this is the apprentice, and there are quests along with the apprentice. So basically, once you purchase the apprentice, you then have to go, at least on the good side, you have to go to Qeynos to go and claim them. There are one of three. You can get this human, or you can get a Coldane dwarf, or you can get this other creature that kind of looks like a cross between a large rat and something else, and I forgot the name of it. It looks really weird. But and then you pick it up and you get a contract, because the two of you make up a contract, and she becomes your apprentice. And what's cool about that is that basically she researches for you, but you also get some daily stuff from her as well. So I have her, as you can see above her head, researching ancient knowledge, the radiant stone of smiting, which I thought was unusual since she does scrolls as opposed to whatever that is. So this is how you actually get her to start researching something, and you'll get a list with show me the status of our research. Then this is what I'm going to do now. These are the two things that I can do. Here, let me show you how to be more efficient at your trade. And then, is there anything I can do to help speed your research? So I'm going to do the here, let me show you how to be a bit more efficient at your trade. And that's just an automatic reduction in time, and you could actually see it in the bar above. So now she's a little bit closer. This is actually like a 2-day and so many hour research thing. And by 2 days, I don't mean game days, I mean real days. And then the next thing is, and this is where the crafting quest comes in, is there anything I can do to help speed up your research? And she'll say yeah, and then tell you what it is that she needs. So I'm going to say okay, and I'll get some materials from it, and I'll also get some crafting experience, because I actually have to go craft this. So as you can see here, I now have a recipe, a sturdy boiled tool belt that she needs. So I'm going to scribe it, and then I am going to go elsewhere to craft it. By the way, this mannequin that's standing right next to her, if I don't like her outfit, and who wouldn't like that cool outfit? That is a cool wizard-like outfit. But if I didn't like her outfit, I could actually use the mannequin to change her outfit. Pretty neat. So what I'm going to do is leave this house and go back to New Halas and craft her tool belt. And the reason why I'm going to go back to New Halas is partly to show you another nifty little benefit of that you can acquire through crafting in EQ. And since I'm here, by the way, I will just briefly show you so far some of the items that she's collected. Basically, these are everything here is from a quest. There's only 2 items I think that I actually bought from the housing vendor or made. Like this chair, I made the chair. Pretty sure I made that chair. One of my tunes did. The rug, I believe, was from a quest drop. Same thing with this crate. This bottle is actually part of another quest chain. That's a quest chain that was, again, like I said earlier, bottle is what gives you the quest chain that was included with the Altar of Malice. And you get it very early on. You put it in your house. You rub on it, and I'll actually just go on and do a video on that. But it's another crafting quest chain. These plates I made during a crafting quest chain, and I'll show you that in another video. The table was a quest drop. This is the bow from the Lore and Legends. So you get the book and the bow. I also have this cudgel, which also was a Lore and Legend. This is a quest drop. This is a quest drop. And I shouldn't say drop. It is a quest reward. This table here is a quest reward. This rack here for weapons, that is a quest reward. This mirror actually comes from when you first acquire your New Halas house. And there's a chandelier that I think is downstairs. Yeah, you can see to the left there, right in front of the door, where the door is lighting up underneath. There's a chandelier there. That came from acquiring the house. This rug is from acquiring that, or is from a quest drop. This bed was made. So the bed was made. This is a quest drop. And this was purchased, not the fireplace itself, obviously, but the fire that's in it. Because you remember from earlier in the video, there was no fire in this fireplace. You can get this from the New Halas housing person. There's also ones that you can get later on in the game that actually have settings where you can determine whether or not it's going to be blazing, a roaring, blazing fire or something like that. All the books, by the way, that you get in the game are readable, and you can also have some books that you make that can also be readable. Some guilds will actually create a book for the guild that talks about what their rules and regs are, and they'll put it in the guild house for people to read. This is the board, this board right here. This is a board that you use to put stuff on the auction house, which in EQ2 is known as the broker. This rug also came from a quest, I do believe, a quest reward. And then here's the chandelier that I was talking about that came from just the purchasing of the house. So that is a tour of some of the stuff that you get early on through rewards or even from crafting yourself, because at the very beginning of your crafting career, at the very low levels, you never lose any recipes ever, but you only get so many as far as quality goes at the beginning. But at the very beginning, you can craft anything from any of the 9 trade skills, which I think is pretty nice. Then right now what I'm going to do is, our guild is not high enough to have a guild hall yet. So, but my friend has been playing EQ2 for a very long time and had a lot of status built up. So again, this is the exact same house we were just in. This is the starter house. And this is all, not all the stuff that he has, but these are all the things that he has just in this particular house, which we're using as our guild house is the point. That I believe everything in here came from quest drops or quest rewards, the lore and legends, all that kind of stuff. Some of the paintings he may have actually gotten from the events that happen in the game, like other city fests and stuff like that. This, because he has very high level tunes, he's trying to get them to the new level cap, and that's what this comes from. That is the exploded version of the tower. So those of you who are already playing EQ2 and are working on that content know what that is and what I'm talking about. So as you can see, he has a lot of stuff here. And then we use the upstairs here for our crafting area. And this is one of the coolest things about EQ2 and crafting. You can actually put workable craft stations in your house. And not only the craft stations themselves, but this is a fuel depot. Granted, you're the one that has to go in and put in the materials for it. But you can actually have it in your house. And this is a chest that'll hold all of your crafting materials. So we have every crafting station except alchemy right now, and as soon as he gets the status, he will he will do that. Although we might move to one of the what do you call it, prestige homes, because then you can get a portal for that, which will make it a little bit easier. I can put a portal in the house and just go to the portal, but haven't decided on that yet. So right now what I'm going to do and close out this video is make the sturdy boiled tool belt. So I'm imagining that's going to be a tailored item. So I'm going to go down to the bottom because it should be near the bottom. And I'm going to create this. And this is where the mini game comes in handy, because once you get past the very early stages, this mini game becomes important, because you will have incidences that occur, like that one. And they're somewhat cyclic, but it takes a bit to figure out exactly what the rhythm is. And buttons 4, 5, and 6 are what speed up the progress. The faster you can get something crafted, the less you have to worry about durability. But if your durability is a problem, then you can click buttons 1, 2, and 3 to fix that. And then of course you always want to make sure, you always want to counter whatever that is, otherwise you get injury and you can lose some progress, or some, I should say, durability. And now my trade skill is level 22. Yay. And I've crafted the sturdy tool belt, so I'm going to go and deliver that to my apprentice. And again, real quick, just at the door, go click to my other house. And as soon as we zone in, I'll turn this into my apprentice and claim my leftover materials, which are usually boosters, but you can get other things, I believe, as well. But I know I'm just going to get a booster, an XP booster, which is nice. So I have returned with your new guild, and she's all happy about that. And you can do that every day. So I got a murmuring reactant. If I look in my bag, oh wow. Okay, I thought I was actually going to get a boost. So here's one of the other things that you can actually get from it. It is a crafting material. When I did this on my other tune that has one of these apprentices, I actually got a XP boost. But as you can see, there are other things that you can get from it. So there you go. So this is going to conclude our look at CityFest, housing, and some crafting early on in EverQuest 2. Please like, subscribe, tell a friend. Hope you enjoy the video, and thanks ever so much for watching.